big fella. Jean-Philippe Bale has got the size. Has he got the speed? Interesting to see how the Catalan side, whether they change their tactics. Good solid work in the forwards, but their defensive pattern has been good. They've been coming in from the angle, forcing the Giants right down the middle. Nathan Brown, I'm sure, would have said to his side, we need a little bit more width.
First drive of the match from David Ferriol for the Catalan Dragons, Casey Maguire and Dane Carlaw for the Catalan Dragons. Interesting to see whatever little changes are brought into the second half, courtesy of the half-time talk from the coaches. A lot of coaches say, well, there's not much they can do. They just re-emphasise 1 or 2 points. Bale's pass wide finds Dimitri Pello.
Well, this is where
run from him. He's got 3 on his back there.
Yeah, but look at the ground that he's made. You know, the Catalans are making inroads out wide, and yet the Giants are not trying to do that. They've been quite happy to just get the ball back on the inside, which has played into the French defence.
Oh, there's a swinging arm there from Sebastian Ragan. Hit the top of Brett Hodgson's head. Good job it wasn't 4 inches lower. David Hodgson now. Every time the Huddersfield Giants get the ball, there are 3, 4 defenders in the tackle. Admittedly there's just the one. It was a grab from Dane Carlaw. It was efficient enough. Here's Crabtree. Down he goes on tackle number 4.
Kevin Walters will be very, very happy with the way that their swarming defence has worked hard. And with you, Eddie, will it take its toll? They've had to go through a lot of work in that first stanza.
Brett Hodgson with the kick downfield and a high bounce, but Pello picks it up. Goes down under Fulton's challenge. Bosk, Bale. Maguire waits.
Eddie, for most of the game, both of these sides have narrowed the pitch, haven't they? They've compressed the defence. They've just played one pass plays to run it forward and try and make meters. Low risk options on both sides. And I suppose that's one of the reasons why we as neutrals feel a little frustrated. We've not seen width of movement and number of try-scoring opportunities. It's about completing your set, kicking and hoping for an error.
That was a poor kick from Adam Mogg. These 2 sides know all about knockout football and the trials and tribulations of such. They've both made it to cup finals recently. The Catalan Dragons to the final in 2006, losing to St Helens at Twickenham. Huddersfield, of course, losing to Warrington at Wembley in 2009.
He's lost it.
And
he's given a penalty.
Penalty.
Very fortunate there's interference there. It seemed to me as though he was struggling to get control of that ball. David Hodgson. Yeah, it was a knee. Well spotted by the official.
Penalty then to Huddersfield Giants. Let's go down to the sideline. Huddersfield definitely missing Kevin Brown, but where not, he's talking to Bill.
Yeah, one of the stars of the Huddersfield Giants calendar is seen on Boots and All on Wednesday night. Kevin Brown sitting on the sidelines and watching a pretty dour game so far, isn't it, Kev?
Yeah, I think there's quite a few nervous players out there, and it's a typical arm wrestle, but it's not the best spectacle so far, but hopefully it'll pick up the second half.
This Catalan defence is hard to crack, isn't it?
Oh, it is. There's a lot of big lads out there, so yeah, it is. It's really tough to crack, and hopefully we can find our way through there somehow in the second half.
Might the best approach be the Luke Robinson approach?
Yeah, duck under and go under, and they're a lot bigger than him, so yeah, if we can score another couple like that, it'd be good for us.
Thanks, Kevin.
No worries.
Here's Fatawira. Whoa, and that was a risky pass. It was good defensive play from Vincent Duport and Simon Finnegan. Fatawira again. Flat pass, bringing Fulton into it. Here's Crabtree. Crowd lift every time the big fella gets it, don't they? He's a real favourite here. Last tackle. Fulton with the kick. And,
too strong.
Far too strong under intense pressure he was then. He took a clattering as well. I think it was Jean-Philippe Bale who got to him.
Hold.
So here come the Dragons with Dane Carlaw. Brisbane grand final teammate of Kevin Walters is Dane Carlaw. He won the grand final in Australia in 2000 and 2006, aiming to make it in 2009 to the Super League playoff at Old Trafford.
Go.
Before that, of course, he's got to get past the Huddersfield Giants here. Bosk with the kick into open space.
That's much better. Oh,
That's hit the corner flag, and that is out.
Tap on the 22. It was probably the best kick that the Catalans have produced the entire game.
You really do challenge your own fitness, Eddie, though, if you're prepared to kick so often on the third tackle, or after the third tackle, I should say. I've done it repeatedly, and it'll form a massive test for them in the remaining 35 minutes.
You're right. I mean, we've said that we think they might fade. Well, I certainly have said they might fade, but you're right. They must really be backing their fitness to do something like that, because you're just creating like a difficult scenario for yourself. You're not taking enough petrol out of the Huddersfield engines.
Hold. I'm trapped. Go.
Riles had hands on Liam Fulton. That ball went to ground. It's a knock on.
Well, the errors. This just appears to be no spark in this Giants outfit at all. He really should have taken that. Slightly behind him, but full-time professionals, they really have to make sure that they keep hold of the ball. It's a bit of a nightmare for any coach.
Okay.
Well, this is a chance for the Catalan Dragons with this scrum here, just inside the Huddersfield half of the field.
Out. First.
This time it's Huddersfield's turn to defend.
Hold.
Carlaw struggles to his feet. Plays the ball to Maguire. And Greenshields was very well watched by Cudjoe. I rather fancy he was looking for the interception then. He took the man instead. Shot out of the defensive line for Huddersfield.
Well, he knows he's a danger man, isn't he? Greenshields, the full-back, he's probably been the most outstanding player on the field so far tonight.
Riles plays it here to Maguire. Maguire then finds Ferriol, and Ferriol stands. Ball hits the deck to Maguire, to Bosk, to Bird. Here's Mogg. Adam Mogg looks for Greenshields again, inevitably, and he finds him, but Raleigh found Greenshields also. Last tackle here for the Catalan Dragons. Back it comes. Good play. Greenshields once more. They went for the power play.
Now with the turnover, they'll get their defensive line sorted out.
Huddersfield missing Jamal Lalisi. He'd only played 60 seconds of this match.
Yeah, of course he's a talented player, but I think the man that we interviewed just after half-time, Kevin Brown, is he's a schemer. He's so important, and I think more important to the fact that his combination with Luke Robinson this year has been, well, the platform for the Giants' success. And good break, good tackle too by Bird. Sorry, wasn't it? Was Ferriol. Sorry.
Good ball from Robinson, flattened as he got the ball away. Robinson still down.
Crowd don't like it. Well, now then, can we get some adventurous play? It's on the last. They'll probably go for distance, and they have. Not a bad one, though. It'll hold up, will it?
No, that'll skip away, as it turns out. Only just, but it does. Down to Bill. He's got news, I think, of Jamal Lalisi.
Yeah, you mentioned his absence since very early on in the game, and the word is that Jamal Lalisi has been taken to hospital now. They were initially quite optimistic about his recovery as he came off the field conscious, having been knocked out in that tackle he made on Olivier Elmer when he got it completely wrong. But they're just taking him for a precautionary X-ray as a result of how he's recovered since then. He is still very groggy indeed. The guy wanted to get back on the field when he came round, but he's far from ready for that. He won't be back tonight, and if the Giants get through, very doubtful whether he'll be involved further down the track. Bit of a problem for Luke Robinson as well. Tell you what, the Catalan Dragons are not holding back. If they're going to go down tonight, they're going to go down leaving some very bruised Giants players out there. Robinson will be one of them.
That's a good run from Jerome Guisset, but they were very quick off the defensive line then, Huddersfield. That's a big difference between the two sides. The Giants a little bit slow to come up and challenge the man with the ball, but Catalan Dragons, well, they're like lightning off the defensive line.
Well, adventurous play.
Not by Pello.
Yeah, but adventurous play by the Giants, and where were they doing it? Right on their own try line.
Move, hold, go.
Scott Moore and Crabtree takes it forward again.
Nathan Brown will be looking for Scott Moore to just add some more excitement into their play.
They're getting frustrated, the players.
You know, at the early part of this season, Scott Moore was outstanding, running from dummy half, taking full control. He's got to get back into that mode. That'll be play on.
It's played out. The referee will wipe this tackle count down. Stephen Wild has it for the Giants. It was there's a lackadaisical run from Stephen Wild. Don't forget the club call on Sky Sports News on Sunday lunchtime, 1:30.
Stand up!
We'll have Brian McLennan, who will tell us who Leeds will pick. They get the pick because they are through to the next phase, and they finished, of course, top of the table. I wonder if they'll pick the winners of this, or will they pick the winners of tomorrow night's game between Hull Kingston Rovers and Wigan.
Well, you know what, if you do think that club call is the way to go, and the clubs have agreed to bring that in, they should have had the ability to select St Helens. That would have added a new twist and a dynamic to it, really. They could have opted for the side favoured to meet them in the grand final. That would have made the whole thing far more interesting than it currently is.
It would have been a brave coach who picked St Helens, trying to take them at home rather than meet them at Old Trafford.
Yeah, but you could try and do it and possibly knock them out with home advantage. That would have been that really would have made that whole concept, you know, groundbreaking in sport.
Well, they might pick Wigan to go to St Helens if Wigan beat Hull KR tomorrow night. It's a big if, of course, because Hull KR are playing at home in the playoffs for the very first time, and they've got a sellout crowd going down to New Craven Park. Brian McLennan, and I don't know what he's going to say because I've asked him about 4 times and he won't tell me, but he might say, well, look, let's send that lot to St Helens. It's a local derby. Let them knock 7 bells out of each other, and we'll meet them at Old Trafford.
You're spot on, Eddie. If that is the case, of course, Wigan have to...
Well, they've got to get through first.
Yeah, they've got to defeat... and that's silly play. They're trying to milk the penalty, and that's good refereeing.
But he's given the penalty to Huddersfield, and something went on that some of the Dragons have taken severe exception to.
That side.
Was it a little bit of a lash out?
No, I'll do the speaking. Go over there. Over here. Go on. Take him that way, Greg. You're the captain. Go on.
A little bit of a movement by Riles. It's...
Would you reverse that penalty?
Well, do you think Riles was taking an exception that they were bending his left arm back in the tackle?
Didn't throw a punch, but it made the escalated situation.
Just take him away, mate.
Conflict between referee and touch
Jason Riles
judges.
on the ground. Pierce to it up in the face, in possession of the ball. First defence by Catalan is from Riles. Then Bird comes running in, escalates it. Anything different, anyone? Yeah. Okay. Jason. Hang on.
Well, he wants Jason Riles now.
You're okay, I'll talk to you in a minute. Mate, listen, move it up, just listen to what I'm talking about. Greg, you come flying in, escalates it. Now, hang on.
He's through the first pass.
Mate, you're punching out. Now, I'm explaining to you. Mate, I'm explaining, right? You come running in, it escalates the situation. Leave the reffing to me, penalties against you. Brett, just keep it nice and calm, you've got the penalty.
What's the fucking head on the front?
Well, he's not happy with it. Mr. Riles.
I've spoken to him about it.
There is the skipper, Greg Bird. Big cheer as the water carrier slips. And they're going for broke. They're not going to take the 2 on offer. They're going to try for go for the try. And it's probably a pretty good decision as well.
The rally was involved in the challenge with Jason Riles.
Well, you apply the pressure when you know that the opposition have been a bit upset. Oh, mate, it nearly got through.
Cut down by Riles. Important tackle. Here is a short ball from Hodgson to Rally. Oh, the ball. Well, what's happening here? It's play on, says the referee. Well, they panicked then, didn't they, Huddersfield Giants?
They got themselves in a
Now
very
they've got
good
a penalty.
position. Yeah, they get themselves into a good position. Liam Fulton's lost the plot, pushing, shoving. Well, the option was right by the Giants. They should have taken advantage of the fact that quite a few of the Catalan players were arguing with the official, and then they just panicked to offload the ball. Well, that's a shocking kick. That's made about a metre forward, if that.
Well, now then, we've got 16 penalties, 8 all, 6-4 on the scoreboard. Whoa, Stockport is after you say they're all involved now. It's amazing what a push and a shove does to a game. It gets the players going, it gets the crowd going. Look at this, listen to them.
This could turn the game either way.
Could turn nasty in a minute.
Yep.
Greg Bird. Great offload though to Maguire. This is Gossard.
4. Move. Go.
And Michael Lawrence came out of all that worse. He's limping in back play. This is Mogg.
Nearly got through as well. And another great tackle there by the second row, Simon Finnegan. He's come up with some great defensive work.
Well, he has, but he's on his haunches now as we watch this kick go forward. Well dealt with by Leroy Cudjoe.
What a tremendous mistake.
Guys, that's Stephen Weil down there. He's not one to usually to jump out. They're giving him the thumbs up from the conditioner.
So, move.
He's limping his way back into back play. Here is Hodgson, David Hodgson.
Move. Hold. Go.
Scott Moore. Mason bumps off a couple. You're right though, Steve. Scott Moore earlier in the season, the runs and darts from dummy half were absolutely crucial to Huddersfield. That was a penalty.
That's the first really one that he's put himself about, and they're losing the plot. It's a poor kick. How's the chase? Not all that good actually.
A lot of the Scott Moore runs that you've talked about were on the back of his teammates, punching a few holes in the defence. It's been very hard tonight to do that against Catalan, who perhaps brought the best defensive effort of the entire season here tonight.
It's Pello. They try and turn defence into attack now. Maguire waits again. Here is Adam Mogg. And the stab over the top.
And again on the third.
And Mogg is running to try and get Brett Hodgson, but Brett Hodgson doesn't have to bother. And David Hodgson was just shoved out of the way then. Here goes Robinson again. Whoa, cut down by a flying tackle.
Maguire got to him, and it's a good job as well. Took a huge gamble, didn't he? And you can see there, David Hodgson rattled to the ground by Adam Mogg. Oh, they're coming in from all angles.
Didn't like that. Greg Bird went flying at Danny Sculthorpe, and he didn't like it.
There was nothing wrong with Greg Bird's tackling. I don't think he's the one penalised. It's a separate player.
Well, they came in with a shoulder charge. Did Greg Bird, the loose forward. Boom. And it's, I think it's a raised elbow, isn't it? By Ragan, Sebastian Ragan. Had a raised elbow. I think it's being spotted by the touch judge. Let's hope so.
Do you get Adam Mogg running in?
And then it all kicked off.
Yeah. Silly. Why do... Really irritates me. Players coming from all over. Ellimer came in late.
Well, Phil's view is nothing wrong with this. It's not the view of the touch judge or the official.
You're a long way offside. You're being penalised for that. You've got to keep it under wraps.
Well, it could cost them a game. Lack of control and...
Offside was the penalty. There was nothing wrong with the challenge from all accounts. You're right, Phil.
I think they got Ragan for the raised elbow.
No, it was offside.
No, that's what he was penalised for.
Yeah, it was offside.
Well, that amazes me.
Was he offside? Anyone's played the ball has just moved up quicker.
Yeah.
Too quick for the ref, in my opinion. We'll have that in extra time. That'll be my little talking point.
Okay. Scott Moore and Robinson flicks the ball to Stephen Wild.
And again, that inside pass is just dragging the Giants down the middle. And it's making it so easy for the defence. Get it out wide, test your arm a little bit.
Full turn. It's all a bit one-dimensional at the moment, isn't it? But we're heading towards the last 20 minutes. Can this defence crack? Crabtree! Still going. Thunder to the floor, Crabtree.
Got to be a dink into the in-goal area. It's got to be. What on earth are they doing?
I bet that's what Nathan Brown is saying at the moment.
Hold, go.
Who was the body language expert that said at the start of the game Catalan looked lethargic?
Yes, hands
Keep
up.
racing, you're nowhere near square,
They did. They look tired. They look worn out, but they don't now, do they? With an hour of the game gone, they look on top of it.
And they got the penalty. Standing square. Well, at a time, well, you can see Mason had left there. Sculthorpe was in no man's land.
Move! Hold!
Easy meat for the man, Steve Ganson. Had a torrid night, hasn't he?
To be fair to Steve Ganson, I mean, it's 18 penalties he's blown.
He hasn't made them up.
No, he hasn't. And he's also been shouting and asking and telling the players to work with him, work with him. He's trying to get the game going. He has been all night.
That's a knock-on.
Well, that is celebrated as much as a try would be by the crowd and by the players. Backslapping all round for the Huddersfield Giants.
But they've got to make it pay. Oliver Ellimer, he was trying to offload anyway, and that's the reason.
That looked like he went backwards.
Certainly looked backwards.
Yeah. Confusion reigns at the moment.
Just when you praise, referee.
I know. Very rare indeed.
Okay, mate.
Eduardo, as you know.
Where's it at? Yeah. Here we go.
He's had a torrid night, though, Steve Ganson. He's done his best as the lad. This is Stephen Wild.
And again, I think we're into the 20-figure mark, maybe even more, that inside pass. It's obviously one thing that Nathan Brown feels that it's an advantage. Do you know, they have not made one break from it all night.
Big challenge by Ellimer on Sculthorpe. Here is Scott Moore now. He's wrestled to the ground.
Move! Go.
Brett Hodgson. They're going wide. Fulton. Cudjoe. Back to Brett Hodgson. Luke Robinson. Oh, off the chest of Fatuira and straight into the arms of Gise.
0.
You know, looking at this Huddersfield team attack and comparing it to the team that we saw maybe 6 weeks ago, you wonder how big the loss of Kevin Brown actually is. We don't see them shifting the ball like they used to do. It's become a lot more reserved or conservative game that they're playing now. And it's amazing the loss of one ball player has really seems to have limited them.
Here's Casey Maguire for the Dragons. A quick play.
Great work from Maguire. Yeah, but it's good enough. He did it quickly. That's the main thing. They've got it out.
Here is Mogg on the run. Is Bale.
Good tackle by Robinson, had to be as well.
Maguire again down that short side. Wide they go. Pello to the in-goal area. He's
got it.
There.
He's scored.
Dimitri Pello scores that.
Onside and ground.
Brilliant play by the winger. And fully deserved. He knew there was nowhere to go, so he put boot to ball. Maguire worked that short blind side, and he gets there first. I don't know how.
Nothing wrong with the onside-offside, because Pello kicks it.
There is a try. Pello will get the TRY this time. And boy, did they fully deserve it. The Giants paid the price. Another inside pass that was knocked on. Gave them possession. It needed something spectacular, and it has been provided by Dimitri Pello. 2 tries last week, but a more vital one tonight.
He has scored in every playoff game that the Catalan Dragons have been involved in, and I think he's got another one here. He has. Dimitri Pello. Great. Well, we praised Luke Robinson for individual effort in the first half, and you have to say that that is equally, if not better. Dimitri Pello, little dab down the line. He had to run around 3 defenders. He had the pace to do it, and he beat them all to the ball, and the Catalan Dragons take the lead.
Well, Maguire, he's instigated this. It was his run from dummy half previous to that got him into the position. Quick thinking on the blind side. Bang, nowhere to go, but I'm going. This is amazing. Super play by Maguire. But it was a build-up from Maguire, the hooker that set it all up and then provided it. That's special. Wrap it up, put it in the box. Will this put the ball with it?
Bosch has kicked the extras. Huddersfield 6, the Catalan Dragons 10.
The speed at which he's got the ball from his hands down to his feet and then finishes is magnificent. That's, I would say, a world-class finish from a winger. Watch how quick he gets it out of his hands and down delicately onto his foot, and obviously beats 3 to finish it. The grounding itself is superb, but the kick is magnificent.
Been proud of that yourself, wouldn't you?
I'd never in a million years be able to do that.
No, you scored them from 60 metres, didn't you? You let everyone else do the kicking. Tremendous try from Pello.
But you must go back to the fact that Huddersfield in a very good position. They could have opted for the kick, but again, this inside pass, it's as though they must have spent all week we're doing the inside pass, stick to it. Sometimes you've got to change the tactics, and I'm afraid I'm like you, Eddie. They've not even attempted to try to miss out 2 or 3 players with a long ball and try to put the pressure out wide on the Catalans' three-quarter line.
Well, it's another penalty here against the Catalan Dragons at the play the ball. Jason Riles lifting the leg of the marker. And something has been said out of... Well, I don't know where he's seen that.
Well, I don't know what he's given that for. I know what he's given the second one for. Because Mr. Riles inquired as to why. He'd every right to, I think. He was confused.
Hold, go.
Here is Mason. Now then, they've got the position.
Will they use Crabtree out wide?
Huddersfield are getting more and more frustrated because Catalan Dragons are slowing things down in the play the ball. Love to have a stopwatch on it now that when Crabtree hits the deck, he doesn't hit the deck, he gets it away brilliantly. David Hodgson drops it.
Not much more you can say about this. Should have had it. It was dipping. It wasn't easy. Nathan Brown knows it. Great opportunity blown away.
Just don't let him make any contact when he's playing the ball.
And apparently the penalty, if I've heard the referee rightly, he was explaining to Catalan Dragons, don't make any contact with the opposition when you're playing the ball.
Okay, here we go. Out. First. Move. Go.
This is 15 minutes of pressure. This is a team that's finished 3rd in the league, got to a cup final, and now they're facing an exit from the final series, the playoffs. This is a pressure period. I think it's a little showed there on Nathan Brown's face.
Hull KR Wigan, 5:15, Sky Sports 1 HD1. The match is not sold out. It is sold out in parts around the ground, I know that, but there are still places available for tomorrow, and it will be quite a contest, that, I fancy. This is Guisset.
Well, they're going to the shell now. Will the Catalan forwards do what they were doing in that first half? Just control it. And look, the link is yet again. Here he comes.
Green Shields. That came off David Hodgson. Did it play him or did he play the ball?
He's got it right. The ball played the man. Nothing that Hodgson could do about that. So still an opportunity, still a chance.
Hodgson's leg comes out. He made a half an attempt, didn't he?
Pretty difficult to get rid of it, I suppose. No, you can't blame him.
Okay, mate, I don't know.
You can't blame him for having a go.
No, you can't blame him to say that the referee's got it right.
Casey heading, mate.
Did you have breakfast this morning?
Fatouira now.
Surrender! Stand up!
Well, Catalan Dragons are 13 minutes away from a place in the playoffs for Old Trafford.
And Huddersfield are looking to find a soft spot or a hole or a way through. I would maintain that it's around the middle of the field. That's where they've tried for over an hour here to penetrate the Dragons' defence. And they'll continue. Maybe the short ball back inside to a Brett Hodgson or a quicker player. That's what they'll look to do because it's been successful for them time and again this year.
The trouble is, though, Phil, it has not been that way tonight. You know, this is... Again, the inside pass. The centres must be saying, any chance we can touch the ball?
I agree, but a lot of the white jerseys tend to be walking here. If you watch the players not that close to the ball, a lot of the Dragons now walking in back play.
Chase here from Finnegan. Well, he missed Vincent Duport. Hodgson didn't. He's got him round the neck.
Great run.
Duport, a wonderful run.
And looking to get away with the penalty there, David Hodgson. He really attacked the head of Duport.
Pello wants to get on with it. Crabtree was all over him. Maguire, here's Jason Riles. You know, more than half of the weekly round fixtures were won by the away teams this year. Catalan Dragons were the only on-the-road winners in the playoffs last week. And they are 12 minutes away from being an on-the-road winner in the playoffs this week.
Great relieving kick here from Adam Mogg. That's experience for you. You've got a 4-point lead, just turn them around. They know that the Giants have struggled to get to their defensive line. They're buoyed by this. And it's turned him round 50 metres downfield.
That's probably the best kick he's come up with all night. It's the perfect kick in this situation with 12 or so minutes to go. Pin Huddersfield back in their half and get a bit of a rest to walk to the scrum.
Time back on.
Very similar game this to the Cup quarter-final here against Castleford. Huddersfield were behind the 8 ball for a long time, and then they came with a late burst, scored 2 late tries, won the match, broke Castleford's hearts in terms of the Cup. Can they do it again here in the playoffs? They won that night, or that day, 16-14.
Well, Robinson's got to go out wide. If he's going to control it out there, and he's the man, they've got to stand a little bit wider and say, come on, stand deeper.
Good run from Griffin, good run from Griffin.
Quick play the ball that's needed.
Go.
Here's Mason. They're solid, aren't they, in defence, Catalan Dragons? They take no prisoners.
It's been an amazing performance from them tonight.
Again, they go long. I mean, it's been the same pattern all night. There's nothing changing with 11 minutes to go, and they're facing elimination. And they're facing more than elimination if Greenshields gets through this Huddersfield rear guard. He's halted 40 metres away.
Such a talented player, isn't it? Every time he touches the ball, you sort of just fear for the opposition. What is he going to do? He's had an outstanding game tonight.
Good run from Carlaw.
Had a try disallowed, of course.
Casey Maguire. Mogg.
I don't think we're kicking early this time.
Bosque finds Greg Bird. It goes wide to Jean-Philippe Bale. Here is Greenshields. Now it's with Bird. Catalan looking to put this game to bed. Brilliant hands. Elima will score for the French. Kevin Walters' men are odds on now to be going through to the next phase, and they'll be involved in club call on Sunday. And I tell you what, nobody will want to play them. Nobody will want to play them in this mood.
Fully deserved as well, Eddie. They didn't opt for kicking early. They kept the ball alive. They tested their arm. And great support play. And well finished off. Elima fully deserved it. He's worked hard tonight. And dare we mention it, if you're a Huddersfield fan, is that Clint Greenshields has done it again. Bale back on the inside. Come on, support me. Bird, yeah. Ah, good stuff. Thomas Boss, inside pass. Elima. Here he comes. Outstanding player. Little wonder that the French national side want to select this guy. His quality. A little touch, good work by Bale, but watch the inside from Bosque. Anybody coming? Yeah, his name is Elima. And this probably will win them a game. And they fully deserved it.
Bosque's in front a few seconds ago. He adds the extras. It's 16-6 to the Catalan Dragons. Can there be a late great escape for Huddersfield now? Olivier Elima, Kevin Walters, that's what it means to him. His team really have come home with a wet sail the back end of the year, and frustration for Nathan Brown. Well claimed by Adam Mogg.
Yeah, the confidence oozing through the body. Was being solid down the middle. We often say that defences will get you in a position where you can win the game, and it really has been an outstanding performance by the French outfit. They've worked as a unit. I think
draw a line through Huddersfield's season, building up to the Challenge Cup semi-final. They've won only 2 of the last 6 in the league and the Cup.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing finish to them, but I still can't understand why the tactics have not changed. This continual inside ball has just absolutely played into the hands of the Catalan outfit.
That's a towering bomb. Oh, he nearly claimed it then. Clint Greenshields nearly claimed another. He just picked it out of the pocket of Brett Hodgson, couldn't take it in.
Very fortunate, because Brett Hodgson had his feet planted on the ground, never made any attempt to rise towards that high, towering kick.
It was last year's Dream Team fullback against this year's Dream Team fullback then. Let's get down to Bill.
Eddie, maybe Huddersfield should have known it wasn't going to be their night when Jamal Lacey was injured so early in the game, and it hasn't improved for them since then, really. It hasn't improved now because Stephen Wild has had to leave the field, one of their real driving forces, and he picked up a knee injury against St Helens last week. He's played on with it tonight, but he's had to leave the field. In fact, I think they've just taken him to the dressing room now for more treatment.
Robinson with a little dab through, but there are plenty of white jerseys there. One of them is Pello. Well, they've got to a final. And they've got to within 2 games of the grand final. But Huddersfield will probably count this as wasted opportunities, and maybe not the season that we all believe it was and it was going to be. Don't forget that live announcement Sunday, Sky Sports News 1:30. And we find out who Leeds will select. I wonder if they'll be brave enough and pick the Catalan Dragons.
Another great kick and another wonderful chase.
Now then, it's Hodgson.
But look at them getting back in numbers. That should have been a penalty. Held him back. Boy, their defence has been unusually good, hasn't it?
Well, it was pretty good last week, pretty solid until the latter moments and latter stage of the game at Wakefield when they pierced them. But every time Huddersfield have tried to get through, with the odd exception, i.e. the Luke Robinson try in the first half, they've come up wanting. Solid as a rock up the middle.
Over the course of the season, the Dragons had an awful record in the last 10 minutes of matches. They let tries in, they dropped off tackles. Doesn't seem to be the case here now. They've got a bigger focus here, a bigger prize on offer. And I think that helping the concentration here, although he takes it forward. If the Giants can score once here, they'll have a dramatic finish at it.
He will. Robinson will hoist it wide, looking for David Hodgson. Oh, it's been dropped, that has. And it finds its way over the sideline. It's going to be a scrum, head and feed to Huddersfield. They'll race to get this.
Well, they should do. Hodgson put him under a lot of pressure. And stop the clock now. They've really got to do it. A move.
Time's up, mate.
Well, did Maguire, was he in front of the man? Could have been an offside position. Could have been a penalty. Either way, you would suggest that Huddersfield have to come up with a set pattern move from the scrum base, because they found it very difficult to get through any other way.
Robinson feeds the scrum, gets the possession. Finnegan drives it in, but meets a white wall of Casey Maguire and Dane Carlaw. There's more. Mason inching closer to the line. Referee says
surely Scott Moore will have a go here.
Completed. Moore. Back it comes to Robinson. Robinson to Brett Hodgson. Wide from Hodgson. Cudjoe. Fulton. Losing ground. Finds Moore. Finds Raleigh. Oh, they were lucky to get away with that. Here is Hodgson. Comes back inside. Thrashed past Duport.
Well, the Catalan side, you'd think there was 26 out there, not 13.
Moore down the short side. Griffin.
Well, it's now or never.
Move! Hold, go.
Moore. Robinson. Crabtree, he picked that up though, standing still. That's the last.
Hold, go.
Moore again. Robinson will float the kick out wide. Dumped down to Sculthorpe, to the in-goal area. Green Shields, they'll get another set of 6. But it might be too little too late.
There's still plenty of time to get at least one try on the board, but I think the shake of the head from Nathan Brown realises that was virtually the last option, because this defence has been wonderful.
The defence is well, but for a team that have spent the whole season putting on some very, very well executed plays, they're coming up short tonight. They just don't seem to have it. I don't know whether it's missing a ball player in Kevin Brown, but really the passes that used to go from Robinson out the back to Hodgson, causing trouble for the defence, we haven't seen them at all, and that was a perfect chance for it.
Well, I've mentioned throughout this game also, Ryan, is that the centres and wingers have had very little opportunity.
Good run from Crabtree, good hands. This is Raleigh. Finnegan. Thunderous challenge though from Carlaw. 3 minutes to go. Moore. Brett Hodgson. Pops it up for Sculthorpe, who was again standing still when he received that pass. Moore again. This is Robinson. Great hit from Bird. No way through for Liam Fulton then.
And he crunched him. He felt that, did Fulton.
Moore again. Brett Hodgson.
To nobody.
To Vincent Duport. And Vincent Duport has got the legs, has he, of Hodgson? No, Hodgson comes back.
He knew he hadn't the speed, so he made sure he didn't go anywhere near the touchline.
Here they come, though, the Catalan Dragons.
Oh, they've got it out wide.
Ferriol up the middle. Well, Thomas Bosch slid over a drop goal just to emphasise the victory against Wakefield last week, but Greg Bird here is going for broke.
I think they'll just camp down here, Eddie.
He's there, is Thomas Bosch.
He's in a good position. Will he go for it? Mr. Bird takes his time.
Maguire, back it comes to Bosch. No, he gives it then to Mogg. Mogg then to Greenshields.
That's play on.
6 to go.
0.
And I'm afraid the Giants are going out. And the fans are leaving the stadium. It has been a disappointment for them.
It's not been of the Catalan Dragons. Greenshields, Mogg and Co have been magnificent.
They've been outstanding.
Ragan, Carlaw. 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining of Huddersfield season. It'll all end in tears. Greenshields. Back it went. 0 again, another set of 6. Maguire. But the Catalan Dragons will march on. They'll be 80 minutes away from Old Trafford after this. Carlaw, penalty to Huddersfield. Oh no, it's not it's a forward pass. It's a forward pass. He's put the scrum down. Kevin Walters barking the instructions from the sideline, but with the scoreline that he's got and with 45 seconds remaining, he knows there's only one place he's going, and that's either Leeds or St Helens next weekend.
Yeah, he's seen enough rugby league to know that in big matches, when the pressure's on, it's about try saving and try scoring. And his team have done both tonight, sufficiently so that they will get some frequent flyer points. Will it be 4 times in 4 weeks that they'll be back and forth to the south of France, and deservedly so.
There'll be business class before long, sir, Phil, they will.
They'll buy their own plane if they carry on playing this one.
Well, maybe they want to play every game away from home, because it's been sensational, hasn't it, since St Helens away, when they got their first ever win there, and through these playoff matches.
Well, in many ways, they've sneaked up on everybody, haven't they? They've been under the radar all season. Nobody's taken much notice of them. And here's a try, is it?
No, it was played out by Maguire. Well, the referee just wants them to check this out, but he did say played at, and he thought that Maguire had got a hand here. And the look on Maguire's face, I think he knows as well. No, it wasn't Maguire, it was that hand there from Mogg, was it?
It was Adam Mogg. Now, is he attempting to make the tackle or hit the ball? It's a tough decision, isn't it, for the video referee to interpret the mind of Adam Mogg?
I think the ball's gone, hasn't it? The ball was in mid-air when he hit it. I don't think they're going to look at the grounding on this, so we know this will be head and feed to Huddersfield, but it doesn't matter. As you can see, the Catalan Dragons players are celebrating the victory. Try is disallowed. No try. And the Catalan Dragons supporters, and there's about a busload of them, or maybe the back end of a plane load of them. They are celebrating. The flags are flying, and they are 80 minutes away from Old Trafford and the grand final, and thoroughly deserved.
Yes, you've got to be at your best at the end of the season. That's what this competition tells you. And the Catalan Dragons are getting better as each week goes. The confidence is growing. They've got some big game players. And in Greg Bird, you almost need a star if you want to win this trophy. And he is the star at the moment. He's the rising and shining star for the Catalan Dragons. And he's been sensational again tonight.
Well, still no playoff win for the Huddersfield Giants. Successive away wins for the Catalan Dragons. St Helens, Wakefield, Huddersfield. 3 great weeks for them, but Huddersfield are out. Clint Greenshields is the man of the match. We'll talk to him in a moment. We've also got
the try
Olivia Elmer there.
That was, I mean, that was the classic arm wrestle, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, lately we came good as a team, and the last try showed it. And you know, very happy that we came against the critics. You know, plenty of people thought we had luck against Wakefield, so we came here to prove a point. We showed it, and everything can happen from there.
Exactly. 80 minutes away from Old Trafford now. It's an incredible thought, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Dragons, when I was at Wakefield, they went to Wembley, so you know, they only got to get Old Trafford to get the cherry on the cake.
Well done tonight. You didn't get the Man of the Match award. You went very close. Clint Greenshields did. Come in, Clint. Here you go. There's your champagne. And for a side that was in miserable form, if you think back to the start of this season when you lost 6 of the first 7 games, I think it was, and you certainly didn't look like playoff candidates now. Now you've really turned things on their head, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the last couple of games we've shown that we're finals material, and we did the first couple of games. You know, we couldn't get it together, and we're starting to hit a bit of form now, and we're 80 minutes away from Old Trafford, so it's all good.
And you must like playing away from home. I mean, it's a heck of a journey. You've had to come on 2 different flights to come to this one. Doesn't seem to have any effect on you.
Oh, I think we just get used to it now, and we love each other's company, and we're always playing cards and finding something to do. So, no, we enjoy the flights over now. We find a bit of fun in it.
Well, you'll be back next week for another tour, as you say, 80 minutes away from Old Trafford. It's a great thought. You've got some champagne to be going on with. You also get £100 to give to a charity of your choice. Where would you like that to go?
Not too sure. The Children's Foundation in Australia.
We'll do that then.
Thank you.
Well done tonight, Clint.
No dramas.
Laid back, Clint Greenshields. The Catalan Dragons are 80 minutes away from Old Trafford. They've won here by 16 points to 6. And Huddersfield, well, they flattered to deceive, but the Dragons, Steve-O, excellent.
Yeah, certainly deserved it, and it was a wonderful effort here, wasn't it, from Pello? Superb. Go around him and kick the ball through. Outstanding. Hodgson had a chance, dropped the ball. He just felt it wasn't going to be the Giants' night, and so it turned out. Beautiful play, though, this. Bale back on the inside. Come on, Bird, who had a big game. Neat inside pass. Elmer. Super stuff.
Was super stuff from the Catalan Dragons. They march on. Huddersfield, well, they will look back on this season and they finished 3rd. They've got to Wembley, but they will say, Brian, you know, what might have been, because since they've got to Wembley and they beat St Helens in the Challenge Cup, the season's gone to Gabbins.
Yeah, if you look at the after the semi-final, you told them in January you'll get to the Challenge Cup final and you'll be lying 3rd in the league. You'd be delighted and you think you can kick on from that. The one thing that is going to be disappointing, no doubt, for a team to finish 3rd. The one thing you can say is to look at Huddersfield as a club, to have progressed so far, that getting to a cup final and finishing 3rd of the league is a disappointment for the club, and that's a measure of how this club has come on over the last few years. So if there's any consolation, which there won't be much to them, that's it.
But if you're looking for the way a club has developed, Steve-O, the Catalan Dragons, I mean, they're the babies of the competition, just like the Celtic Crusaders, and they've been in a Challenge Cup final. They finished 3rd in the table last year, and here they are now, 80 minutes away from the big one.
Yeah, and a lot of people said it wouldn't work. They said that, you know, it's a waste of time, taking it down there, should have been given to another club, blah, 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 blah. They have really dug deep. And what a turnaround by Kevin Walters. You know, midway through the season, people were saying, well, he's gone, the talk about he's going, the back, and some of the players didn't like doing it. And let's face it, 3 weeks ago, they got a real rollicking, didn't they? You know, Bernard Gorsh, the president, said, hey, if you don't want to play for us, go somewhere else. I mean, he ripped them apart, and it's worked. I'm not saying that it saved everybody's job, but it certainly helped it, hasn't it? I mean, Kevin Walters, I thought their tactics were superb tonight. The big question is, though, and they're celebrating the dressing room, and why not, is that Huddersfield, they'll be looking at themselves and say, why did we not create anything a little bit more?
Not allowed to, Steve-O. I think that's the simple answer. Not allowed to.
Yeah, I realised that they were very, very quick. But if ever there was a club that is desperate for a standoff, we knew that Kevin Brown wasn't out there tonight, but they should be searching now. Search the world, I don't care. They needed a standoff. Adam Mogg tonight controlled everything out there. You may think that he did nothing, but he didn't. He just controlled it.
OK, there we go. We will pick the...